So there's a lot of disinformation, intelligence, counterintelligence that's been going on in the aftermath of Operation Sindoor and the escalation that we saw between India and Pakistan. India firmly believes that a large number of Pakistani air bases were targeted, some of them rendered unusable. And it is this military differential which eventually got General Asim Munir to see reason and call for a ceasefire. Pakistan, of course, has been spreading a lot of disinformation, talking about Indian Rafales being brought down, air bases, including Adampur, being targeted, none of which there is evidence of on the ground, at least up until now. Let's try and make sense of this story, this whole disinformation war that's been going on. It's not just a war out in the front lines or in the skies, but also this disinformation war in cyberspace. Ryan McBeth is an intelligence analyst. He's now joining us. Ryan, you've been claiming on social media for a few days now that some of these Pakistani claims are exaggerated, disingenuous, and certainly there doesn't seem to be any evidence to back those claims. Can you elaborate a little more on why you have come to that conclusion?
You're absolutely correct. So a lot of this playbook came from China, and before that, the war in Gaza, where you used Hamas and pictures from cell phones, video from cell phones that are placed out of context to try to move the needle in the West to get people to believe a certain thing. And one of the things that we saw wreckage that was a MiG-21, which is not a type of plane that India currently operates in its inventory, in flames. And that was an example of Pakistan saying, hey, you know what? Let's try to put this narrative out there that this certain thing is happening, because enough people don't know what a Rafale or a MiG-30 or a MiG-29 look like, who can identify that this thing is wrong. And by the time the story actually gets out, it's too late and people have moved on. So essentially, Pakistan is taking a playbook from Hamas.
But Ryan, tell me this. I mean, the Pakistanis have been claiming for a while, since the first day, the 7th of May, when Operation Sindoor was launched and concluded, that they've hit 5 jets, a couple of Rafales, so on and so forth. The Indian side has steadfastly, up until now at least, they've said some air assets have gone down, but they've not said whether any Rafales have gone down. What can you say from whatever you've perused on the internet as to whether there's any truth to those claims or not?
So the truth is going to come out. India is a democracy, right? And sooner or later, there's going to be an investigation, or sooner or later, someone from a fellow is going to say, hey, we were servicing 18 planes, and now we're only servicing 16. I will also say that there's nothing wrong with losing planes. As crazy as this sounds, if you're going to be a democracy, you got to do the democracy thing and be honest when you're asked a question, as long as it's not operational security. And sooner or later, if planes have been lost, you're going to get an accounting of those planes, because there is a public budget for purchasing parts and purchasing maintenance for these planes. So right now, what we're seeing with the information war is, because the information war is moving faster than India knows what to do with. Essentially, India is fighting a war from 20 years ago, not a present day war. Because of that, all you need to do is convince people that this is real and the truth doesn't actually matter. And if you have American politicians who think, hey, you know what, I can get a lot of traction online, I can get a lot of likes if I go on Pakistan's side and say, look at what Pakistan did, isn't that so amazing? If I think that can benefit me personally, I might actually go with that, even if I know or I think it's not the truth.